Hello from Gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and you're very welcome back to my mini-series, A Year in the Life of a Border. And the border we're talking about is this one that you see behind me here, one that's situated to the north of my greenhouse. So each month we come along and we have a look at the plants in this border in detail and talk about the jobs that need to be done in that particular month. So it's March now and we're going to take a look at this border. Come on, let's go and do it. And here we are taking a look at the border, what I call the greenhouse border by virtue of the fact that it is right behind the greenhouse. And things have grown a lot since we were here last. As you can see, a lot of the perennials have really kind of sat up since February and gone, woof, I'm here and I'm raring to go for the new gardening year. I guess the little sweetie that really sings out to us at the moment is the Kenna Doxa, which is this tiny little blue flower, and it has just seeded itself around the border here and is just dancing around and singing out. And you can see over here by the grasses how it has seeded right in there, right at the base of the grasses. In not a very ideal position, I would have thought, but it seems happy. These are little blue bulbs and they're called Glory of the Snow because in theory they're supposed to poke up through the snow. I've never seen that, but yes, that's the common name anyway. And they're gorgeous. You just need a lot of them. And who doesn't love blue? Everybody wants blue in their border. So if you're looking for something of early spring interest, then I highly recommend this. As you can see, some of the tulips are really budding up now and they're going to burst forth into colour soon. And these are tulips that were planted several years ago when Alberto came and was with me here in the garden, and we planted a load of tulips. There aren't so many left now at this stage, but well, I guess that just makes the ones that there are all the more welcome. This Ligularia at the front is really getting going now and really sitting up, and you know, it's a force to be reckoned with. Gorgeous, gorgeous dark leaves, and yeah, really nice shape to them as well. So I can't wait until it really gets going properly. And I've contrasted the Ligularia with this variegated Hemerocallis, which is just beside it. And as you can see, this is kind of golden foliage. So the two together, I think they contrast each other very well. And this also is perking up nicely, but it has a way to go before it can catch up with the Ligularia. And right at the back there, I don't know, can you see it? But we're going to zoom in here on the Silphium. And this is putting up a load of yellowish, very lettuce-like leaves, I guess. But this is a glorious plant that gets really, really tall and produces really big yellow flowers, and it really is a welcome addition to the border. Now it does need staking, but yeah, I'm prepared to do a little bit of work to have something this good in here. At the front here you can see the Euphorbia I talked about before, and this one is going to grace us with glorious orange flowers before very long. But you know, we don't have to wait that long to get some interest, because if we take a close-up of how these spikes look, they really are quite interesting with their red stems and then that green leaf with an orange strip down the very middle. Here's a few more just over here. A really attractive plant in every way. The Aconite here at the front, and I'm just going to point this one out to you. It's this fluffy one here, is really getting going too. Now this is the early flowering Aconite, not the late flowering one. but I really can't tell you which species it is because I grew it all from seed many years ago. And of course, in terms of things to do this month, we did most of the weeding before, so that isn't really an issue, but there are a few weeds that pop up. So here we can see that the Aconite has seeded around the place, and these are the seedlings, which I guess if you're looking to pot them up and grow them on is a good thing, but when they seed right into the crown of my Ligularia, it is not a good thing, and that's why I have to take them out. Sorry Aconite, but you're just not loved. And here's a tulip that's a little bit interesting but a little bit worrying at the same time. And you can see that its leaves has this yellow variegation on it. It's not just the leaves, it's the buds as well, which of course is probably a virus, and I really should whip it out, but it does look kind of cute, doesn't it? And oops, do you see that there? There's another one of the virus tulips, so I guess it's spreading. Viruses spread. I am just turning around here because I've seen yet another one over here. Look at this. There's a third one. And they say this happens, that the viruses can spread. So I may lose all the tulips in this particular border. There aren't a lot left at this stage, but yeah, or else I could just root out these virus tulips. It's hard to know what to do, especially when they're going to flower. I wonder will the flowers come up with streaks on them, because that would be very interesting. So that brings me to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing the plants, and perhaps there are some in there that you'll consider growing in your own garden, or some tasks that you didn't think about that you'll now crack on with. Okay, that's all for the moment. Do check back in April for the next edition in this mini-series, and check the link at the end if you want to see how this border fared in January and February. Okay, that's all for now. Bye!